In recent years, Barcelona have seemingly been crumbling apart from the outside in. Scandals off the pitch have led to a media fiasco that seems to have a new chapter each and every week. The list of problems they've been facing is far too long to talk about in one video alone. However, on the pitch, central defense ranks pretty high up there. At the time of making this video, Barcelona's centre-back roster consists of Samuel Umtiti, a man who declined a knee surgery to play in the 2018 World Cup and essentially stunted his career in the long term, Clement Lenglet, who is a decent player but seems to frequently lose concentration and is prone to making mistakes that lead to goals, Ronald Araujo, who is only 22, and then on the opposite side of the spectrum, Gerard Pique, who is 34 years old. Don't get me wrong, this man was undeniably world-class at his peak, but if we're being honest, he is probably standing on his last legs. However, Barcelona did not always have this issue in the heart of their defense. In fact, back when Pique was still a youngster for Blaugrana, he was partnered up with not only one of the best centre-backs in the history of Spanish football, but also one of the best captains in football history outright, Carles Puyol, Barcelona's very own brick wall. The man was a tank, as I'm sure very many of you know already, but what made him so special? What did he achieve? Where did he come from? And most importantly, how good was Carles Puyol really? Yo, what's up everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're all smashing it today. Be sure to brush your hair out your eyes because today we've got a special one coming up. As always, if you like the content, be sure to very lightly tap that like button as it massively helps the channel out. But of course, only if you want to. No pressure. Anyway, let's crack on. I've lived the dream of so many young kids, doing what I most enjoy in life, playing football and training. Born in Catalonia in 1978, Puyol's story started off like many. He was of course a natural-born athlete. In terms of football, in his youth days, he tried his hand at several positions. However, his roots to the central defensive position that we all know him for is a bit confusing if I'm honest. The man went from being a goalkeeper, to being a striker, to being a centre-mid, to being a right-back, and then transitioned to being a centre-back. I mean, he's clearly well-versed. At 17 years of age, he made what turned out to be the first and only transfer of his career, joining La Masia in 1995. This is where things get interesting. While his physical attributes were understandably impressive, it was probably his incredible mental ferocity that stood out to many. Despite his talent, no one can ever say that he didn't put in the work to reach the heights that he did. Strength, pace, tackling, leadership, focus, positional awareness, aggression, hair. The man had it all, but this wasn't by chance. He cultivated these attributes over time. We've all heard the cliché of the player that stayed behind after training to improve themselves further. Puyol was indeed that guy. Not a cliché, but a reality. According to Puyol himself in an interview, he once said, "I don't have Romario's technique, Overmars' pace, or Kluivert's strength, but I work harder than the others. I'm like the student who's not as clever but revises for his exams and does okay in the end." I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I rate he was being a little bit modest here. I think it's safe to say that our man did a tiny bit better than okay. Despite this, early in his Barca career, he was actually quite close to joining another club. In 1998, under Louis van Gaal at the time, Barca had Frank de Boer and Michael Reiziger as their first-choice centre-backs. As a result of this, Barcelona accepted an offer from Malaga that would see Puyol shipped off. And even though Malaga was offering him more money than he was earning at Barca at the time, Puyol was not so keen. He was determined to make a name for himself at Barca, and after seeing his mate Xavi Hernandez break into the first team, he was as motivated as ever. Quick side note on the topic of Louis van Gaal, this next point has little to do with Puyol's playing ability, but I thought it was quite funny. Apparently, when he was first promoted to train with Barcelona's first team, Louis van Gaal was left bemused by the length of our man's hair. Van Gaal even asked him point blank if he couldn't afford a haircut. Puyol didn't even offer a response. So I guess even to this day, we'll never know the answer. Having said that, it was Louis van Gaal that gave Puyol his debut in 1999 and set him on a 15-year journey at Camp Nou. Puyol was only 21 years of age at the time. Now, just to give you an idea of what was going on at Barca at the time, the first 5 seasons of Puyol's career at Barca was not as trophy-laden as you may think. You see, Barca were going through a bit of a shift in identity at the time. Johan Cruyff's dream team had terrorized the Liga throughout the 90s. They experienced further success after he left in 1996, but by 1999, the dominance that they once enjoyed was under jeopardy. Main figures such as Pep Guardiola, Rivaldo, Luis Figo, and Luis Enrique were on their way out, and it was up to a new crop of players to fill in and pick up where they left off. Puyol was one of those chosen to spearhead this new generation, and the man really did step up, making 196 appearances in all competitions in his first 5 seasons with the senior team. During this time, he was almost exclusively operating in the right-back position, and the man was truly committed to the cause. If you need further convincing of this man's commitment, just take a look at this incredible save in a Champions League group stage match against Lokomotiv Moscow in 2002. After Victor Valdez had been caught out, Puyol went back to his goalkeeping roots and saved a guaranteed goal with his chest. Rather poetically, this save was made with not only the Barca badge, but also his heart. Performances like these earned him several nicknames, with one of the most popular being El Tiburon, the Shark. His aggression on the pitch and physicality when going into challenges made it so no attacker was safe when put up against him. Having said all of this, for the sake of accuracy, I don't want to go on as if Puyol was blindly loyal to Barca throughout his career. In the early days of his career, like several fans and players alike, he was frustrated at the lack of silverware. The thought of leaving was one that cropped up on a few occasions for him. He even once said, "There was a moment when I thought about going. I mean, why deny it? I wanted to win things, and there was a time when we didn't just fail to win, we didn't even compete." However, he stuck it through, as he ultimately did want to achieve great things with Barca. By 2004, after only improving as both a player and a leader, and moving into the center of defense full-time, Puyol was awarded the Barcelona captaincy following the departure of Luis Enrique. However, at 26 years of age and after having spent 5 seasons at the club, he was yet to win even a single trophy. Knowing what we know now, that's a pretty wild thought. I say that because the next 10 years was a stark contrast to this. 6 La Liga titles, 2 Copa del Reys, 3 Champions Leagues, and 2 Club World Cups. If Barcelona were feeling a little left out during their dry spell, they more than made up for it in this time period. And, as you can imagine, Puyol was regularly featured in Team of the Years, picked up several individual trophies, and even picked up the 2006 UEFA Best Defender award. And before you ask about Ballon d'Or nominations, he did receive a few, but he never got anywhere close to the podium. Remember, he is a defender, and this is the Ballon d'Or we're talking about. Now, of course, all of these achievements were as a result of a collective effort. Contrary to popular belief, football is in fact a team sport. Having said that, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention probably Puyol's most prominent partner in crime, Gerard Pique. So, how good were these two really? Well, pretty good. No, in all seriousness, really good. Their relationship was pretty much the standard stopper and ball-playing centre-back partnership. Puyol, the physically and mentally strong behemoth, alongside Pique, the strong but technical operator, was a great combination. Having said that, something funny about this partnership was that Pique, standing at 6'4", was not the aggressor of the two. Despite his 5'10" frame, Puyol was just another kind of beast. In the early days of Pique's career, he was often lamented for lacking the concentration necessary to see big games through. Puyol wasn't having any of it. He mentored Pique to a large degree, helping him grow into the world-class defender and leader we all saw in the early 2010s. These two complemented each other so well that it really is no surprise that their partnership coincided with the Spanish national team's absolute dominance of international football between 2008 and 2012. Now, of course, there was more to it than just these two. I mean, the team was absolutely stacked. In any case, long story short, between 2008 and 2012, Spain won the 2010 World Cup, the 2008 Euros, and the 2012 Euros. Yeah, it's not too bad, it's whatever, it's no big deal. Anyway, Puyol didn't actually feature in the 2012 Euros due to injury. However, with the exception of that tournament, he played in just about every competitive Spanish game in this period. He even scored a crucial late goal in the 2010 World Cup semi-final against Germany to send Spain to the finals as 1-0 winners. After about 2012, Puyol's career was slowly but surely coming to a close. A combination of repeated knee injuries, a dislocated elbow, and the standard effects of age preceded a timely end to his career. And so, on the 15th of May 2014, he retired from the game altogether. I would never have thought then that I would have this great career. I've won lots of titles, but the most important thing is the human warmth and feeling I take from this club. I came here as a boy, and I'm leaving with a family who I'm really proud of. Puyol was a type of player that we don't really see all that much of in today's game. A player that combined insane natural talent, hard work, and a touching human element to his game day demeanor. A consummate, loyal professional who touched the hearts of so many. Seeing as how La Liga does not keep archived, detailed stats of players, for public use at least, I couldn't compile many of the meaningful stats that I feel would best illustrate his importance to Barca over his career. Things such as tackle success rate, passes completed, and 50-50s won were rather hard to come across from before 2009, i.e. when WhoScored began tracking detailed player stats. Also, I'm not going to watch 15 years of footage just to make stats for this video. I'm sorry guys, it's a lot. It's a lot of videos. However, with the information available online, I was able to pull up some La Liga stats I still feel do a good job at showing how important he was to the club. In his Barcelona career, Puyol played 392 games in the league, keeping 162 clean sheets, scoring 12 and assisting 12. For the last two stats, remember the man was a defender his entire career. Over his 15-year career, when he was in the squad, Barcelona had a 65% win rate. However, for games where he was out of the squad, that rate dropped down to 58%. Now, I don't think I need to tell you guys that over a 15-year period, that stat is quite significant. I mean, it tells a story on its own, right? In fact, why have I even made this 11-minute long video? I could have just said that. I could have just posted that stat alone. Oh. Anyway, in closing, as evidenced by the findings in this video, Barcelona could really do with a Carles Puyol right about now. The man unequivocally played for the badge and will always be remembered as Carles Puyol, the Shark of Catalonia. And there we have it. Let me know what you guys think about Carles Puyol. Barcelona's greatest ever captain, perhaps? Where do you think he ranks on your list of greatest Spanish defenders of all time? Feel free to comment your thoughts below. Anyway, that's all from me today. Wishing you all a great day ahead. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.